Hello everyone and welcome to Stefan's podcast, the only podcast for everything Japanese news and what's going on in the big wide world of Tsushima. Hope you're having an absolutely fantastic day. We've got some great news stories for you, so let's jump straight into them. The first news story is about sukiyaki. You might have eaten that there if you've been to Japan. If you haven't been to Japan, they are these cheap little restaurants where you can go get a small bowl of gyudon, and they're really cheap. So for under 1,000 yen or about 1,000 yen, you can get a very good dish of gyudon. It's great. They have loads of other things on the menu as well, and I've eaten there a couple of times. Of course, we don't have one here in Tsushima. Very sad. I wish we did. We don't have anything in Tsushima. We just have tears and yamanekos. But there we go. We do have a moss burger, so that's nice. We don't have a sukiyaki. I have been to Fukuoka and eaten there a couple of times. It's pretty good. They are closed though for the next week because they have had problems with what they call pests. So over the last couple of weeks, they reported that a customer who got a takeout meal left, came back and showed them that there was a cockroach, and they recently apologized not only for that, but apparently in January, a customer found a rat or a mouse in their soup. So not something that anyone wants to find. So they are apparently shutting down all of the restaurants for the next couple of days while they sort out their cleaning procedures. I will say, the one that I went to in Fukuoka, not particularly clean when I went, but this is a little bit of a things with Japanese restaurants. In the UK, we have this sticker system, which granted is not a perfect system. We still get restaurants which are unclean in the UK, and not everyone follows by it. But a chain like Sukiyaki in the UK would definitely have a 5-star rating. I can tell you that now. A company like this would have it. So in the UK, you have like a cleaning rating. You get five's the best, 4 free, and then it goes down from that. And the problem is there is no obligation for restaurants, of course, to put this on their windows. I think there should be. I think every restaurant in the UK should have to follow this system. And if they don't get above a 3, they should have to close their doors. All places in the world, to be honest, or in most countries, should be able to have a hygiene rating system for restaurants, and they should put this on the door before you go in. I wish they had this in Japan. I recently ate in a restaurant in Tsushima. I could see into the kitchen and it was not particularly clean. I could see some of the grease in there and I was thinking, I don't know if I really want to eat here, but the meal was fantastic. So sometimes the grease adds to the extra flavour and it tastes great, and sometimes you don't have to ask about the cleanliness of restaurants. You just eat the food and shut up. But I do wish that restaurant was a little bit more clean. Reminds me years ago when I was selling second-hand things. I sold an oven to an Indian restaurant, and after I delivered this gas oven to, who was it, gas, electric? I can't remember. I sold an oven anyway to this Indian restaurant, and after he said to me, after paying me, which took him ages to do, and he messed around a lot, he said, "Oh, would you like to have a curry here?" And I went, "Actually, to be honest, no." And he was like, "Why?" I was like, "To be honest, I've just seen your kitchen and it's gross. I'm not having a curry here." Took my money, left. And this Indian restaurant was gross. Where was it? It was in Rickmansworth? No, I can't remember. It was somewhere near Watford, very close to Watford where I sold it. And there was grease on the wall where I was putting the where they were taking the oven and putting it was gross. I mean, they were buying a second-hand oven from me, and that tells you everything you need to know about about a curry house when they're buying second-hand ovens from me and not getting a professional one. And this was a domestic oven as well that they were buying for their Indian restaurant. This was not a commercial oven. So God only knows. There's no way that place had insurance. That was crazy. But as far as I'm aware, the place is still standing, so that's nice. Yeah, restaurants all around the world should be a lot cleaner, and it's not a particularly difficult thing. When I was at university, I used to work at I worked at a few restaurants. I worked at 2 pubs who did pub food. Weatherspoons, which I never saw the kitchen because it was more like a bar, one that I worked in, and a Pizza Express. And the Pizza Express, fantastically clean, absolutely couldn't fault it. The bigger you are, the better, like, I feel like the better systems you have for cleaning. You set these rotas, people follow it, it's very easy. Both the pubs I also worked in, very clean, very good. Never saw the Wetherspoons kitchen, so I don't know. But it's not that difficult. And as someone who used to have to mop up and clean and do it, you just have to make time for it. It's not nigh on impossible. Sukiyaki should be able to fix this with traps. I mean, this is modern Japan. I get it. Rats, I hate to say this, but if anyone who's lived in London or been near a river, there are rats everywhere. So sometimes they do get into places where they shouldn't be, but with all the traps and stuff that you can get now, this really shouldn't happen. And when you talk about London and rats, I was in near the house. Oh, what's it called? Somerset House. Somerset House. I was going to lecture in Somerset House, and during the break, a rat managed to find its way into the lecture room, and the girls in there were absolutely screaming. I was screaming as well, to be honest, because the things that the London rats have with the rabies in the River Thames, all baby, especially now with all the pollution they're putting into the River Thames. Ooh, don't want to be dealing with that, let me tell you. But yeah, a restaurant of this size, this should not be a problem. I mean, come on, Sukiya, you can do better than that. But speaking of people who can do better, is JLPT. So why I'm bringing this on? Yeah, so JLPT. I'm taking JLPT 5 in the summer. I've just booked it, and I have to say I wasn't happy with the booking procedure for booking JLPT 5, but I'll get into that in a minute. They have just announced that there are a load of people who have taken JLPT 2, and their test is being marked as ungradable. So this is due to something which they have called extremely unnatural test scores. So by the sounds of it, it's like too many people have answered in exactly the same way, and they are refunding the people who took the test and got marked ungradable. So they have to take it again. It doesn't say in the source that they are making any extra accommodation for these people to retake the test before July, because there's only 2 times that you can take JLPT across the world. It is in December, and I think it's either end of June or end of July. I'm taking mine end of July this year. So if you've taken the test and you've come back ungradable, apparently you're going to get your test, the price you paid to get your test back. But apart from that, you're out of luck. According to the internet and the internet's theory and Google, what has happened is China took their test 2 days before everyone else, and the test got leaked onto the internet, and perhaps the way that people are passing the test is because of that. That's what the internet says. This is what people in the comments are saying. I've got no idea if that's true, false. I had a look, I couldn't seem to find it, but that's what they say. Could it be true? Could it not be true? I don't know. I will say, if of all the places in the world to let a country take a test before anyone else, China, really, JLPT, let them go first. But who knows? This is just the internet. That could be literally anything. I don't know if that's right. I don't know if that's true. What do they say? That is alleged on the internet. Sucks. And I'll tell you why that sucks. Not just the fact that you have to take the test again, but the cost that comes with it is a lot. If you take any exam in the world, especially if this happened to me in Tsushima, when I go to take the test in July, I have to fly off the island to go and do it. I can't take it in Tsushima. And even worse, I don't even get to choose where I take the test. So I've had to select Kyushu as my test area. They don't give you a specific place like Fukuoka, Saga, wherever. No. They, of course, it being Japan, they make it extremely hard and impossible to do. They will just choose somewhere in Kyushu for me to take it. Now, if I have to go to Saga, I'm going to be so mad. If I have to go anywhere other than Fukuoka or Fukuoka or Nagasaki. I'm going to be so irritated because it's going to add such an extra cost for me to do it. It already costs me to fly off the island. Already, I'm probably going to have to get a hotel because if there's bad weather on the day, or chances are the timing isn't going to work out right for when I could arrive in Fukuoka or Nagasaki. So it's just annoying, ridiculous. And I can guarantee you this is all over the world as well. So this isn't just Japan from what I'm saying. So people in the UK could have got this thing. So that sucks. That really, really sucks. So two of it's 150. Yeah, so I feel sorry. If that was you and you took the JLPT and you got your thing back, it sucks. You're going to have to pay again to take the test. You're going to have to study again. And the worst thing is, they don't even know if you cheated or not. It doesn't say what is ungradable. Did too many people get 100%? Because there might have been someone really smart who got 100%. This sucks. Sucks for everyone. Cheating sucks. This is just irritating. And even in the comments here, time to upgrade their archaic system. The JLPT and signing up for it has not been easy whatsoever. When I first signed up to take it, I think a year ago, and I got so frustrated with the long-winded system and how, by the way, you can only sign up for it in a limited time. So I think now it's still open. You can only sign up for the test in about now, 3 months before. It's so irritating. It's not a good test. And I wish there was an alternative, because if there was an alternative, I would be taking it. But I have not been informed of any other test apart from the JLPT. It's not like English. We have IELTS, TOEFL, ACAN. There's just JLPT, so annoying. You just got to pay the piper, unfortunately. But anyway, I'm planning on taking the JLPT in July. I'm going to take it JLPT 5, which, to be honest, after living in Japan for 2 years, I should be higher than JLPT 5. I'm dyslexic, and I didn't have a teacher for a very, very, very long time because I just couldn't find one because I lived in Tsushima. But luckily, my sister came out to Japan. She found a teacher. I've now got a Japanese teacher. She's great. She's very friendly. The price I pay for lessons is just too low. She should be charging much more. She is a gem, absolute gem. So looking forward to taking the test. My goal is, if I can pass the JLPT 5, then in December I will either take N4 or, hopefully, if I feel confident, N3. The reason I'm in an iron whether to take N4, but I kind of thought to myself, you know what, I'm much better off going into a test, because I haven't taken an exam in 10 years, and I hate exams as it is. I'd much rather go in, feel confident, take that test, and then when I take JLPT 4 or 3, I can sort of go in being like, okay, I know how this works, I know where I'm going, sort of. I don't now because they're going to sign me up to all sorts of different places, but I know how the testing things work, I know how the paper works. I can go through that rhythm. Much better than me going, taking N4, failing that, having a nightmare of a test. I'm much better doing a nice little N5, pass that and go for it. And I will just pay the money and shut up. But if it comes back, if I have to go all the way to somewhere stupid like Saga and it comes back unmarked, oh baby, I would be furious, absolutely furious. But there's no I don't have a segue. Normally I have a good segue into the next story. Do not have a new segue in for this one, but YouTube, which we're on now. If you're watching this on YouTube, that's the segue. Japan's Imperial family from tomorrow is going to release their brand new YouTube channel. Chances are, if you're watching this is actually out. So starting from 10 AM April 1st, which is tomorrow, the agency who deals with their I don't know what you'd call marketing, publicity, they're going to release a YouTube channel to match their Instagram account, which they built last year, and they're going to go from that. They are now competing with Ronaldo for views. Next thing you know, Japan is going to turn into a Mr. Beast video or a Squid Game video. They are going to cure all of blindness in Japan for views, baby. Let's get it. Let's get up there. Let's do this. Let's get some of that ad revenue. I mean, can you imagine if this fixes Japan's economy? That would be hilarious. That would be hilarious. How has Japan's fixed their economy? Oh, we did it by AdSense and Mr. Beast style videos. Very funny. Of course, they aren't the only royal family to do this, I think. I know the British royal family recently have set up an Instagram page. I don't know if they have. Do they have a British royal family? Do they have a YouTube channel? YouTube channel. I would laugh if they do. The Royal Family channel, 3.6 million views, baby. Is this legit? Oh, shush. The Royal Family for partnership opportunity. Please contact. I don't know if this is home to Royal News. Be sure it's powered by ITN. Okay, I don't think this is actually I can't tell if this is I don't think this is official, because if it was official, it'd have the royal crest on it. There's another one, the Royal Family channel. Is this real? This could be real. I don't know. I don't know if these are official channels or if someone's just created them. There's no His Majesty's speech. He's got a speech up here. Maybe not. Maybe not. Welcome to the Royal Family channel, the official channel of the British monarchy. Okay, so they do have a YouTube channel. Wow, look at that. And it only has 1.2 million views. Okay, well, good for them. Which royal family is going to be more popular, do you think? The Japanese royal family or the British one? Ooh, get your money out while you can. If I was going to be a betting man, I would have thought the British royal family are more popular. I mean, it's tough. King Charles is not the most charismatic man in the world. Perhaps when it goes to William and Kate, it will go up. Who's got more? What's his Does Prince Harry have a? Prince Harry YouTube channel? Does he have a channel? Or Meghan Markle? Which is winning? Royal News Network, not up yet. Oh, that's going to be interesting. Who gets more views? Is it going to be the Meghan Markle? Let's have a look. Does Meghan Markle have a YouTube channel? Meghan Markle YouTube channel. Doesn't look like she has a YouTube channel. No, not at the moment. Just you wait till that comes out. Of course, she did have a Netflix TV show, so it'll be interesting to see how they do. I can't believe this is a thing. What reality have we got to when I'm looking at people's YouTube channels to see who's the most popular? There is a nice thing that's going to happen for me tomorrow. At exactly 10 a.m, they are going to release their YouTube channel, The Royal Family. And for about 2 minutes, there is going to be a moment where I have more subscribers on YouTube than them. I have 1,000 subscribers. They will have 0 for about 0.11 seconds. And off that exact moment, I will be more popular than the Japanese royal family. That's nice. I'm going to take that and enjoy it for what it is, nothing. If they need YouTube channel advice, I am here to offer it to them. I am but a humble servant here to help my new royal family however I can. Let me tell you, actually don't ask me, because let me tell you the things that I've had to deal with today with my camera. Oh, I've got a Canon 700D. The camera's about 10 years old, and to be honest, it's time to upgrade to a new camera. I don't have the money to do it, and I am desperately clinging onto this camera for everything that I've got. And it's a European camera, and most people will know, if you live in the European Union and probably Japan, because I found out they have the same thing, that when you buy a DSLR, inside it has a time limit in it when you're recording. So it will get to 30 minutes and then it will switch itself off. And the reason why it does that was a tax reason. In the European Union, I don't know if they still do it, but years ago, if you had a video camera, they were charged at about 20%, I don't know, income tax. And then if you had just like a picture camera, it was done at 10. DSLRs started to put a video function in there, and the tax thing then became like, okay, if you can record over 30 minutes or over a certain megabyte, then you have to pay this tax thing. So to get around that, these DSLRs set the limit so that when it goes to 30 minutes, it instantly shuts itself off. I thought it was just in Europe. It looks out today, I was trying to Google it to see if it's all around the world, if it's also in Japan. It looks like it's also in Japan. If someone can confirm that, that would be brilliant. From all of my Googling, it seems like it's true, but the only way I will know for certain is if I buy a Japanese camera and do it. But Japanese cameras are expensive, I don't want to do that. But I finally, after 10 years, got around this 30-minute thing by installing a third-party firmware thing, which I don't recommend because this is my first day using it and it can still fry my camera. I looked at installing this firmware before, but I was worried, like everyone would be when you install a third-party thing, that's going to fry my camera, destroy it or whatever, but it's working great at the moment. So it's called Magic Lantern, and there's just a thing that as soon as this camera stops recording automatically, it then switches itself back on. I think there's going to be like maybe a second thing where it kind of stitches itself in between, but that is way better than it stopping, me getting up to record it mid-sentence and then just forget what I'm going on. So that's fantastic. It also has just a bunch of other settings which are brilliant and things that I'm just enjoying on the viewfinder. One of them is when I can see my screen, which I can see now. Have I gone out of focus mid-video? No, I think I'm okay. I think we're fine. Okay. It will show me, it shows me the volume going up and down, which is fantastic when you're recording and you're a YouTuber and you're using a wireless microphone. Because something I was always nervous about was it not being on properly and me recording a whole video and not seeing it. But I can see the little thing going up and down. That's fantastic. I can see my battery on a much accurate, better thing. I can see the heat of my camera, believe it or not, which is, oh, actually it's getting quite warm, it's 45. That's because I've recorded this twice. So if it gets any higher, I might have to stop this because it's going to overheat. That's the only thing about it running. It can run a little bit hot, so we'll see. It shows me the temperature of my camera, which is great. I've got a load of other more information which I can see on here. I can now use my Canon 700D to record raw video, which is amazing. They have all these different settings, which if you're a filmmaker who's better than me, you can use much better. I've been watching people on YouTube using these cameras much more efficiently than me, and they have done some great jobs. I was thinking about buying a Canon 70D, which is a much better camera than this. But the thing that stopped me from buying it was, again, that 30-minute time recording thing. But I will see how this gets on and then maybe go and buy one of those and do the same thing to it and just see how it works. I would definitely, I would never do this on a brand new camera. But it is appalling that I think Canon could easily add all this stuff that this firmware is doing in by themselves, but for some reason they're not doing it. Chances are because they want you to go and buy the much better camera than unlocking all the abilities of this sweet camera here. So very annoyed at that, very annoying, but we got it. And that wasn't just the only camera issues that I've had over the past 2 days. Over the past couple of days, I have had problems with all these lights, which I found out to be a faulty extension strip. And if you've watched some of my podcasts before, you might have realized in it, for no reason at all, a light will just go off for no reason. I found that must have been the extension lead because I've had these on for now 2 hours, and they've actually more than 2 hours. We're 10 o'clock. I've had these on for 3 hours now, and they haven't just randomly switched themselves off, which is very, very, very nice. I recorded this once, and the Canon 700D has an autofocus problem. I cannot get around this problem, so I've decided to film manually and just hope for the best. I did that for the first time. I've got bad eyes, so I really can't tell if I'm in focus. I'm terrified that I'm not in focus, but I'm pretty sure I am. So the first time I recorded this video, I wasn't in focus at all, and I thought to myself, okay, what am I doing wrong? How can I see this with my bad eyes? I've now got my camera connected to my computer, and I can see like a live view thing, but it's not 100% accurate. I can see myself. But it's a bit blurry, but that's the thing. So I've done that. I've connected my camera up to my laptop. The first time I did that, the cable was broken and not working. And then after that, what else did I have wrong? I used a little GoPro to go running and record some video of that. And I realized when I was playing around with it, I accidentally set it to external mode, so the microphone didn't work. And I recorded a very cool fact about a yokai when I was outside, so that was annoying. I also recorded something else, and the autofocus on the camera just ruined that footage, so it looked terrible. Anything else? Well, anything else? Oh, I had the SD card when I was recording on my camera thing decide that it was suddenly running too slow, and that switched itself off. That was annoying. This has all been in the last 2 days, and I know that there's been more stuff. Oh, batteries died on my computer when I was trying to do it. Oh, the second time when after the autofocus issue thing, my battery on my camera died. So we've had a day of recording, I can tell you that. But the day is now over. And I'm sorry for whinging about all the stuff that's happened with my camera, but it has been a day. And hopefully this footage is not blurry, because if it's blurry, I am going to throw myself into the Tsushima Ocean and be very frustrated with myself. But that's the end of the podcast for today. I'm going to come back in the next couple of days with much more Japanese news. I was sick and on holiday. Oh, I didn't even talk about Busan FC. Next video, I'm going to talk about Busan FC and my new love for their teams. Busan has two very good football teams, Busan Transport and Busan iPark. This last weekend, there was an FA Cup game between the two, and the semi-professional Busan Football and Transport Corporation managed to beat Busan iPark, the K2 team, to go further in the FA Cup. And I've watched the game, I was there, it was absolutely fantastic. One of the best football games that I've watched in a while. But I'm going to get into that video much more next podcast. So have an absolutely fantastic rest of your day. I will see you again this week. We're going to hopefully get back to some regular videos. I've got a little bit more time now. I'm not sick. Life is good, baby. Thank you for watching. Goodbye.